let's move on to just a fun story. I think something that I didn't think still happened, but it seems that it's still happening in some places, which really, really gives me hope for humanity. It, it's easy to look at the negative news and just think that, oh, everything is so far gone. It's quite hopeless. I don't have faith in other people to do the right thing, to push humanity to where it needs to go, to uphold the old traditions that are worth upholding, and to, you know, break ground on the new traditions that need to be created. But there's still some brave people that, do these things. And that's where this comes in. There's an article about these two really fat women. These they call themselves influencers, so they have Instagrams with a certain amount of following, but they complained that a Hollywood nightclub, didn't let them in because they're fat. These two ladies said they were invited by some friends, and this is typical. You have like well, you don't go out to nightclubs, right? Ever? Have you ever been?
Yeah, this is no. Oh, I have been, but this is really a totally different world. Yeah,
Okay, so
I
but
don't.
I have, so I can speak on this pretty authoritatively. What happens very often, and I don't know that that's what happened here, but what happens very often is that clubs, because they want, the business model for clubs is basically get attractive women in the door, and then, because if your
And everything
club,
else follows.
yeah, if your club has a reputation for having attractive women, then men and simps will come in and spend a lot of money to buy tables, to buy bottle service. You're spending $1,000 on a bottle of alcohol to sit at a table because you want to be able to invite attractive women to come sit with you. That's the model. You can buy a table, cost $5,000, $10,000, easy, not uncommon, even for shitty clubs. So that's the
That's
business
that's
model of a
that's
club,
just the cost of the table.
and the alcohol.
Oh,
But the
okay.
alcohol and the table go together, right? Because once you're in a club, it's busy, it's packed. Women are in heels. They want a place to sit and they want free drinks. So typically, where they seek that are the tables with the guys get tables and bottle service, and they can offer a seat and also free drinks to women. They often don't get anything. So, like, if you're a simp and you think you're gonna get sex from these women, you're not. I've seen it many, many times. You're not. They're just gonna come sit at your table, drink your drinks, and leave. If you're good looking, they might have sex with you. But you know what? If you're good looking, they probably have sex with you if you had no table. So you're a dummy
So,
if you're spending this money.
but this fact doesn't seem to stop them from trying.
When ha- when have facts stopped men from trying to get sex? Very rarely. Anyway, moving on. This club, these women were invited. Probably what happened was one of their friends had a birthday, and she asked one of the promoters at this club, "Hey, it's my birthday. Can I get a comp table?" And the promoter said, "Yes, because I know you. You're attractive. Your friends are probably attractive, and they'll give you, the women, a free table and a free bottle of liquor." Right? This is good because they get to take pictures and they tag the place, and it looks like, oh, attractive women go to this club, and this brings the simps and the guys in. And oftentimes these women will have to leave that table towards the later part of the night if guys come in and say, "I want to buy a table," and the club will shoo these women off the table because, hey, they didn't pay for it, it was free, right? But the women are okay with that because they got some free alcohol, they got an hour sitting there, whatever, it's fine. And plus, once the simps come in, the women will just come sit with the simps and get their liquor. So it's a great business model for everybody, unless you're a guy, I guess. It's probably not great for you. So this is probably what happened. But for these particular women, they were probably in a group with attractive women who are their friends. And then once it came to them, like, the bouncer let all the attractive women in the group in for their free table or whatever, free birthday comp. And then once it came to the fat women trying to get in, the bouncer said, "No, not today or not tonight." That's what the women said, at least. That, who knows if their story is true, but In my experience, this is kind of atypical. In my experience, usually clubs are so desperate for any kind of women, they let in even the fat ones. Honestly, women are women. It's some women are, I mean, fat women are better than just more guys. So they'll even let in fat women for free. Like if you go to Vegas,
Do
like
you really believe that statement? I'm not so sure.
I don't even. It's not even a matter of belief. I have experience being in these
Okay.
lines. I've been into clubs as a
No, no, no,
person.
no, no. That you're saying fat women are better than a bunch of guys.
I do. I believe it. I think
Oh.
for most guys, they think a club that has a good ratio, even if a lot of the women are fat, is still better than a club that has bad ratio.
Hmm. Okay.
So I do think it's ultimately better. Um, and keep in mind, most American women are fat now, so there is that context to think about.
I mean, why aren't clubs competing to have the, most beautiful women?
Well, I think in some places they are. I think maybe in this because I'm not that familiar with the LA scene. I'm familiar with the Vegas scene, but my understanding, my guess is that LA clubs are smaller, so they can maybe be pickier and getting a reputation for only having hot women does make you more money at the end of the day for an LA club.
Hmm.
In Vegas, the clubs are so big that you can't be that picky. Your club will just if you didn't let fat women in to your gigantic club that has like a 2,000 person capacity, your club will look empty. And that's certainly not good either, right? That's a really bad look if your club looks empty. So they got to let in a lot more people. So I think probably in Vegas, since the clubs are bigger, just have to let in they have to let in fat girls. Maybe this club in LA is just so small and exclusive that they can be picky. That's probably what's going on.
By the way, one of these was a Sports Illustrated swimsuit model.
Oh, of course, but that doesn't mean anything in 2022, does it?
I guess you're right. Yeah.
Well, she was one. You should see it right there.
But she does, I mean, she looks a lot better than the woman next to her.
True, and you could tell that if she lost weight, she'd be attractive.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's a spectrum, of course. So when I first heard of the story, I found it hard to believe because my experience is that clubs just they let any women in. It's fine, but I was definitely encouraged to see that there's some brave club operators
I mean, do you know what's
holding
hap
the line, holding the line, holding the standard.
do you know what's happened to this club since this story broke?
Well, they've
Has it
had
got
some bad Yelp reviews and whatnot. They've had some stuff like that. Here's what's funny about it. Maybe yes, you think that wow, there a lot of people now think that this club is bigoted, that they don't let fat people in, that they discriminate against fatties.
those are
This
probably all
club
the
is
people you don't want to
yes,
go
that's right.
anyways.
These are the SJW fatties, the Tumblerinas. These are not people you wanted to come in your club anyway. But you know who is more and likely to come to your club because they heard that the club's not letting in fatties, and you know who's more likely? A, hot women. Because let's just I'll be honest with you right now. Hot women, they're not really. Sometimes they conduct lip service to the fat women, like, oh, we're sisters, we're for all this diversity and stuff, but they want to be seen at the most exclusive, hottest club. Especially these are LA, shallow LA people, okay? In the back of their mind, they probably bumped this place up in their estimation as one of the true places that will hold standards. And if you go there, it's not going to be any fatties. It's just going to be hot girls like me. It's just going to be, it's going to be a good spot. And you know who
Well,
else?
if they let you in, it means you're not fat too.
Right, exactly. It's like, whoa, I got into this place. So it's an ego boost, right? And you know
Yeah.
who else? And this is even more important. Who else thinks more highly of this club? The men who pay. Who's paying $1,000 for a bottle of alcohol? Men who want to see hot women at your establishment. Now, this story, now that it's broken, you just let everybody know that this place has standards. And if I go to your place and spend 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, $10,000 in one night, you're just gonna serve me a bunch of hot women. I feel comfortable doing that now.
This reminds me of a bunch of I think there's a bunch of TikToks or whatever going around after the Roe v. Wade overturning where they're saying, no abortion. That means
Oh,
men
no
are
sex,
not getting
right? And it's
no
like
sex
people you
for
don't want to have
me.
sex with anyway.
Yeah, absolutely
Exactly.
not.
So, yes, there are a bunch of people who now think poorly of this establishment, but all the people who matter for the bottom line, all the people who actually will give money to this establishment, probably think higher of it. That's that's the honest truth. You think that this is a some sort of scandal that is endangering the club? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. And in fact, I know people who
There'll probably be protesters outside now.
I don't even think there would be protesters. It's
At least so.
no, I don't think they'll because clubs are open at like freaking 11. They're not going to come out that late. But all the people who actually matter, they want to go to this club now. They're thinking, oh yeah, one of the clubs that actually has standards. Good. I know people who go to clubs. I can assure you that's their opinion of it, right? I can assure you that when they talk about which club they want to go to, the quality of women that you can see at that club is something that is talked about.
Hmm.
So yeah, good. I'm totally encouraged by this. It's all nice to talk and to virtue signal about how accepting you are of all body types and all that stuff. But when it comes back down to the cold hard financial reality, things change. The truth comes out again. We don't want fat women here. It's not good for our business.
I wonder if they allow fat men.
Of course, if they have money, any kind of man could get in if they pay. And that's another
Hmm.
thing. They often have dress codes, right? Where they say guys have to wear, they can't wear athletic shoes or they need to have a collared shirt and such and such. It's all horseshit. You can wear anything you want if you pay $1,000 a bottle. If you
Hmm.
pay $5,000
Wait, but
table minimum.
how do they know you're going to pay that much? Don't they can't won't they turn you away at the door?
Oh, no, no. When you buy this sort of thing, you have to set it up with a host beforehand.
Ah,
They know you're coming.
okay.
They meet you at the door and get you in. You don't wait in line. You cut in front of everybody, all the plebes, and then just go
I
straight
see.
in. Yeah. Yeah. You don't wait in line and say, hey, I'd like the $5,000 table, please.
I thought it was something you did once you got inside or something.
No. And that reveals that you've
No,
never done this sort of thing.
no, I
Yeah.
haven't.
You can wear anything you want.
Hmm.
The rules are for the common people. Actually, that's not even fair. I mean, common people can buy tables too. It's not even that expensive. Like a few $1,000s a table. People can pay it. You know, it may not be financially sound to pay it, but people can pay it. Almost anyone. So that's good. Next time we're in LA, we'll go there. We'll never go to LA. It's a shitty, shitty place.